A battle between a luxury spa and affordable housing. KUSI's Dan Plant got an exclusive look at a potential development if voters approve Measure B. He joins us live from Escondido right now with that story. Dan?
Yes, from the piece of land that we speak of, and I'm standing right in the middle and actually on the edge of what would be Newland Sierra if this thing goes through. And you pan around and take a look at this. It's absolutely beautiful out here. It's all mountainous and it's all open space. And by the way, what the Big Lavecchia is showing you right there at the bottom of that mountain face is the I-15. So that's give you some perspective as to where this is. I-15 at Deer Springs Road, and then it goes back from there. And it is overall 1,900 acres out there that they're talking about developing. And yes, there is one very powerful and strong opposition, and it is that fancy spa called the Golden Door. Take a look. Even though this piece of property has been the talk of the town, very few people have ever seen what they're talking about. On this day, a rare tour on a rare piece of land they call Newland Sierra.
This neighborhood would be a family neighborhood with a variety of homes, from 1,100 square foot attached townhomes to 2,400 and 3,200 traditional single family homes, plus a park. This is just one of 7 neighborhoods at Newland Sierra.
As of today, Newland Sierra is gated and closed to the public. If the developers have their way, this will be opened up and transformed into a self-contained community with more than 2,000 homes.
What this really says is we're going to be a complete community, a community that welcomes everyone if they want the dream of home ownership. In that direction, over that hill, is the upper knolls and the lower knolls.
Under the original zoning laws for this land, it was approved for 99 luxury mansions and 2 million square feet of retail and office space. Under the revised plan, more than 2,000 homes would be built instead in a range from affordable to moderate, no mansions.
We do not have a crisis in San Diego for general office and commercial. We have a crisis in San Diego for housing to help our workforce and our families stay here.
And you know, every time you have a project of this size, you are going to have opposition. In this case, there is opposition. It's coming from right here. It's a very exclusive spa called the Golden Door. We understand a lot of celebrities like to come here and chill out and relax. Well, the folks from the Golden Door have spent millions of dollars of their own money to defeat this. They don't want all that traffic. They don't want all those people. They don't want this in their neighborhood. This is a place that costs $10,000 a week and was once voted the #1 spa in the world, a place that gets credit for starting the so-called wellness movement, a place that is now using all of its money and its clout to stop Newland Sierra.
When you really boil down the opposition and the funds to fund the opposition, it all goes back to the Golden Door Spa. They just don't want any neighbors.
When you drive into this area, you instantly notice one thing. The road is extremely narrow and barely wide enough to handle the current traffic flow. Adding another 2,000 homes will require some serious road improvements,
including the expansion of Deer Springs Road from a 2-lane road today to a 4-lane road with shoulders and bike lanes and pedestrian pathways. Plus, we'll be doing improvements to the I-15 interchange to create much more traffic circulation.
And if this goes forward, more than half of the 1,900 acres, they tell us, will be set aside as open space.
Think about Balboa Park with all of its museums and amenities. That Balboa Park is 1,200 acres in footprint. And that's what we're preserving for the public in perpetuity. This will never be developed, and it'll always be open to the public for access.
All right, back out live, and this, as I said, is the edge of the property that we talk about, and there's sort of little dirt roads that meander around in here. We actually saw some dirt bikes out here having a pretty good time, even though it is private property and it's closed and the signs say so. There are people out cruising around, and I guess under the plan, this would be opened up. It wouldn't be private any longer, and it would be public park space under the Newland Sierra plan. By the way, you know, I just want to explain how we got to this point, and essentially, the Board of Supervisors, the County Board of Supervisors, already approved this thing a couple of years ago, and it was a unanimous vote to say, yes, let's go ahead with this new plan, and as opposed to 99 mansions and 2 million square feet of commercial space. The Board of Supervisors unanimously approved 4-0 at that time, changing the plan to this, 2,100 homes, some of them affordable, some of them in the mid-range, and the highest would be about 800,000. That would be the top of the range. So that was already approved by the Board of Supervisors and would have gone through if not for the Golden Door, who went out and collected signatures, and as is their right, to get this on the ballot to overturn that decision. So that's how we are where we're standing here today. The Golden Door led the opposition, created the opposition, and is now leading and charging ahead with that opposition. So, you know, they've gotten a few people on board with them. There's a local trailer park that is not happy about this, they say. But if you want to talk about the endorsements, it's virtually every mayor in San Diego County, most of the council members. CAL FIRE endorses this. And one of the reasons why CAL FIRE endorses this is because, according to the plan, they're going to clear 250 feet of space all the way around the perimeter of this property to basically creating a fire break in the event that there is a fire. You know, the law says 100 feet, and they said that they're going to go 2.5 times that much to 250 feet to clear that space. So this is Measure B. And by the way, even though this only affects the folks up here, this is a county-wide measure. So from Imperial Beach to Oceanside to Vista, people will be voting on this. It is called Measure B. Do your homework, take a look, cast that vote. We'll see what happens. But, you know, obviously there is a housing shortage out there. Somebody needs to build housing somewhere. I know we're in the North County. We're not in the city limits. But as they tell me, there are people literally driving from Riverside, you know, to get down here because they can't afford to live in North County, San Diego. So they live in Riverside and, you know, up in that area and drive all the way back and forth. And of course, that adds to the carbon footprint and the amount of miles that are traveled. So there's a lot of aspects to this whole thing. But we are on that property right now. And for the very first time, we showed it to you. So that's what's happening, you guys. We are out in San Marcos, I believe, is the actual city limits. We'll throw it back to you.
A dream of affordable housing up in North County. A lot of people wish that and hope that's the case. Dan, thanks for that.